Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of PFA Color Suite. So today we are looking at the reverse engineered lock from the trailer Spider-Man, the latest that's going to be released at the end of this year. And we are working through 5 shots and we're going to look at how the AI color grading really assists the workflow. What usually takes hours is now in seconds, and what have changed in 15.2 that make this the #1 color grading plugin adopted by almost 1,500 pro colorists worldwide. So let's take a look. So we have 5 shots here. So all extracted from the trailer of the Spider-Man. We have done the reverse engineering of the lock. So this is the result, the plain result before any kind of color grading. So what we're going to do is simple. Go to correction lock, grade with AI. But of course, because the black bar, the letterbox, the analysis may not be that accurate. But what we need to do is lower the lock exposure, increase the delogify, and we just find a group spot. Look at this before and after. Instantly, we converted the lock to rest of online. And the beauty is we actually strip away the manufacturer default saturation and color signs. The beauty of that is we start really with a clean canvas. So when it comes to later grading stage, we have the most room to play with. So grade with AI for correction exposure. Just look at the one click. You analyze and bring the exposure to the right. And at the same time, the correction white balance all set a very nice clean foundation for us to work on the grade. Isn't that amazing? Just 3 clicks, you replace the usual workflow of 5 notes or 6 notes of correction. Last but not least, we introduced 15.2, the correction print. This is really the magic, where you actually are simulating after conversion, you are correcting the entire system of digital video into the traditional camera negative and film print in 32-bit float matte. These are not LUTs. Behind this are 2,000 lines of code under each single tabs to create the organic conversion from digital to film. And we are the first one to ever achieve that across all the competitors. So look at, for example, I want the Kodak color, at the same time I want Fuji 3.21. I can change how I want to change camera negative, as well the print intensity to get the best result. I can use subtractive density to bring it in as well. Just that one single step, we already converted the digital video to a film print. And from then, you just realize this is just the correction stage. For color grading, yes, you have all the tabs, about 170 parameters for you to play with, but there's an easier way using CinePalette AI, where you are able to do your own AI training. Here, I have 9 samples of training done. I just generate look. One click, look at what happens. It will generate looks based on what it works in the previous grades that I've done and create the most appropriate grading that call out 150 parameters. And look at every single one of them. They create different tone, different mood, and every single one of them is phenomenal. But let's not cheat, okay? Let's start from the foundation. Once we've done the correction print, now let's do the manual step and how we do the AI training. I'm going to demonstrate to you. So first, let's go back to film spectral contrast. Remember, correction lock stripped away all the default manufacturer saturation. That's we're going to add it back in red contrast, as well as the blue contrast. We're going to reshape the entire image and palettes and look at just that one single tweak. We're able to introduce so much vibrance into the shot without contaminating or bring any noise into the image. That's amazing. Next, we go to film tonal curve. This is where you want to create the film prints level, the black points, the milky gray in the shadow, the black points, and with the shadow roll off. This creates a very nice filmic treatment and texture. Film split tone, I'm not going to deal with here. I don't want to separate. If you want to separate the shadow, mid-tone, and highlight in different color, you can use split tone to do that. I'm going directly to color swap. For example, you can turn on the mask, and this is additive color signs, where every single thing you introduce, we're going to brighten the pixels. For example, I want to change the red hue. I want to change the Spider-Man to blue man, okay, or green man. So this is how powerful it is, that color swapping colors. But you want the film level treatment, you need to go to color density. This is where it's saturation, but at the same time, blocking more lights. It's exactly how the film stock works. So the physics of this is when you increase the global density, you are actually darkening the pixels. Look at how well the saturation is. Of course, you can create different hierarchy. I can reduce the red density, denser, and look at just one single tap. How much vibrance and saturation we added to the image. At the same time, I can adjust the blue density to make the suit even deeper. And look at, no matter how I push the colors, it won't feel bright and cheap. It feels expensive because the subtractive color sign is built in right here. Next, we have color extraction. This is where you want to make a single color pop, which I not use in this case. We're going to talk about this that we newly introduced, film glaze. When you increase the film glaze effect, there is a wetness volume as well as a creamy depth that create the fresco punch that you usually see in movies. So look at just that one single tweak. We add so much punch to the image that pops the entire finishing. Next, film mixer is really about the channel math. Do you want the teal and pink palette or do you want the teal and orange palette? You will all work flawlessly and you massage entire film into that palette. So for example, I prefer this one. Now already done. I can copy the gray, go to next shot, and look at how well the gray actually stays. If you feel it's too bright, you just need to tone down the log exposure, go down to the first step. That's why it's so realistic, because you will need to calibrate your image based on the foundation. So anything that anytime you feel the picture and everything is getting a little bit off, just go to the first step. So the entire UI, for example, correction groups, the film groups, the color groups, the film mixer groups are all there to create the best kind of look that you ever imagine. So it's a very holistic and well thought out UI and UX for you to accomplish any kind of grade you want. For example, this shot. Next, we can go down to film mixer. For example, I want to remix more red into the cyan. I can just reduce the red output and slightly, and I can remix more cyan into the scene, and that will introduce a different kind of mood into the picture. I can do the same with other shots as well, so that helps to really narrow everything. The matching of the shots, I just need to adjust log exposure because the gray is set. What I need to do is just to refine the brightness of the shot just using correction log, and that is the first step of the foundation. Really sets very well for the tone and look of the entire image. So I just need to lower the log exposure. And now I get a very nice Blockbuster vibe film. And last tool I'm going to talk about is color scheme. So you realize some shots that you copy the grades because we start with the Spider-Man, don't have the skin in the picture. What you can do, show skin tone map. Then after that, I can go to adjust the skin hue, make sure 99% of the skin is orange. That means my skin is perfectly aligned with the skin tone line. Next, I just need to make it denser or make it fairer. For example, this is the perfect state. I go to the next shot, I can copy. I can get a phenomenal result just like this. And same thing, I can just adjust the skin density, and now I get a perfect skin tone, grade, everything in one shot. And once you have done, you can do your AI training. Of course, you can use CinePalette AI to generate different kind of look and tone, and that's when the magic will happen. That really filter through all the possibilities you can do to your image, and every single one of them, because you have trained them so well, complete your grade. For example, I really love how this turned out. I can create AI training now at 10 samples. And in the future, when you grade, it will based on the variations of what you have done. And isn't that crazy? Like now, color grading and AI color grading has transformed so much. It becomes a holistic system. So that's all for this episode. You can download the free trial, which is on 13.3. Once you want to move on to a 15.2, which is released in 1 week time, the price will go up quite significantly. This is your last chance to use Thank You 2026 to enjoy 60% off. So that's all for this episode. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.